So I look at this from two different lenses, and I'll kind of address them both separately. The first one is the strategic innovation lens. So I think we all understand we're competing in an experience economy, right? So that means that customers expect more than just the delivery of products and services. They expect an exceptional, positive, memorable experience in addition to the delivery of those services. And so being customer centric means you're being experience centric. Being experience centric requires that a financial services provider knows the client, right? Beyond the regulatory mandate, but actually knows, the customer, the needs, where they are in their life journey, what are the financial services moments that coincide with that life journey. And data then becomes the enabler of all of that. So if it's the enabler of experience differentiation and how it is that you can customize and personalize your offering and tailor the products, tailor the pricing, adding value-added services, all of that is tied, that deeper client engagement is tied to data-driven, contextual conversations, support for positive financial habits. So all of that is tied to data. And that's kind of, I think, where a lot of the innovation, the financial services differentiation, comes into play. But there's also the operational lens. And from that point of view, there are all kinds of business processes that are, underpin the delivery of financial services. And a lot of those rely on data too, right? So the whole onboarding process of a customer, the various kind of aspects of operating the business and executing tasks on behalf of a customer, all of those things rely on data as well. So if there's friction, that adds cost, that adds effort from a client perspective. And in addition to all of that, regulators are increasingly expecting financial services to have a deeper understanding of the customer and their financial circumstances in order to help act in a customer's best interest. And so that whole concept of the appropriateness of a product, and the alignment of, let's say, the product offering with a client's needs, that's an evolving landscape as well, which, if not supported by access to data, becomes quite a costly operational posture, and those costs end up, coming through to customer pricing and so forth. So the way I look at it is customer permissioned access to financial data. It enables financial institutions to kind of compete on the strength and the merit of their products and how they attract and retain customers, right? So the more we improve the access to data, the more, venture capital comes, the ease of innovation can happen, choice is facilitated in terms of the ease of movement between service providers, or even being able to simultaneously consume services from different service providers at the same time, right? All of that translates into increased competition. Increased competition ultimately means either lower costs for consumers or increased value for consumers, or both, right? So that competition could mean that there are net benefits and lower fees, which may make financial services more affordable for those who may have a challenge accessing it. And in general, that adoption of digital offerings, I think, will continue to increase because of the reduction of friction, the removal of the necessity to be in proximity to a physical branch. All of those things then increase adoption of digital financial services, thereby enhancing inclusion. So we're very involved. We've been very involved since the beginning. Actually, we were a very early organization to join FData. Questrade was monitoring these developments in the UK when the whole kind of concept of open banking first started to emerge. We have spoken at many events on the topic, in an advocacy capacity. We've been a many-year member of FData, and through that forum, we speak with policymakers and various influencers. We've been active on all workshops that have taken place with the Open Banking Advisory Committee. We are now active contributors to the current open banking implementation working groups. We really take any and every opportunity to build awareness, to build understanding, to advocate for consumers in the context of open banking. And from our perspective, I would say, we see this as being really tied to our overall mission, which is to help Canadians become more financially successful and secure, and our vision, which is to revolutionize financial services in Canada. And so we look at this as kind of one of those fundamental pillars of the financial services infrastructure in Canada. There's real-time rails, there's, digital identity. There's these few kind of core components which are really fundamental to what is possible to deliver in terms of financial services in Canada. And so we recognize its strategic importance. We are a very customer-centric organization, so we recognize the importance of this for Canadians. And therefore, we are very invested in the topic, and we are, huge supporters of seeing this come to fruition.